Hello, I'm Lilda Smits for the Finance News Network, and joining me from Aquaint Capital Holdings is its Executive Director and Group CEO, Yang Po Tan. Yang Po, welcome to Sydney and to the Finance News Network.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yang Po, could you start by introducing Aquaint Capital? What exactly does the company do?
Under Aquaint Capital Limited, which is listed in the ASX Stock Exchange, we actually have three businesses. One of them is a fund company whereby we raise funds from the public. The other one is a property investment where we actively invest in property in most places that's distressed. And the third nature is a property management company where we actually help manage our assets as well as other people's assets to ensure we not only preserve the value of the asset, but more importantly, able to help increase the asset value as well.
Okay, and why did Aquaint Capital choose to list in Australia and not Singapore?
Very good question. The reason why we decided to list in Australia is because in Singapore, most of the time is one business, one listing. For example, if you're a property investment company, you are listed as a property investment company. Whereas in our business, we have three businesses. So in order to list it under one company and list that holding company, it is not very common in Singapore. Whereas in Australia, it's very common. Most of the property investment company in Australia also do fund management as well. So we thought we want to list in a country that people understand our business rather than a country that, may not understand our business.
Right, so how is Aquaint Capital's business different to other real estate investment trusts?
Well, a lot of property investment company, they focus in countries as well as the sector of the property. So for example, people invest in Australia, they focus on, for example, just industrial. Whereas for us, we focus on distress or turnaround cities as well as the below market value property or distressed asset, So, and we do not limit ourselves to a certain sector. So that's the main difference.
So where are Aquaint Capital's assets currently located and where are you targeting for future growth?
Currently, our assets principally is in US, UK, as well as Germany, India, and we're in the midst of acquiring Malaysia. Moving forward, we are looking at places like Myanmar, which is again a corridor of growth. We are looking at Japan, which is a turnaround country. We are also looking at Indonesia, which is also a corridor of growth right now because the new government just came in. So they are aggressively, the economy, people are getting confident in the country. And the other place that we really love to have something is, of course, Australia, because the fact that we are listed here, we would like to also be able to do something here in Australia.
Now, Yang Po, you mentioned Australia. Property prices are quite high. Where would you consider looking for opportunities?
Well, right now, Australia is kind of like on a transition point whereby in the main cities, the prices are pretty high. So for example, Sydney, Melbourne, prices are very high. However, is there still opportunities? Yes, because on the outskirts, there are still pretty affordable properties as well as they are below market value that we can potentially tap into. So for these two cities, we are looking at the outskirts. Where else like Brisbane and Perth, we potentially are looking at their city centre. Reason because Brisbane is a developing city. A lot of businesses in Melbourne is moving to Brisbane because of the cost factor. So we feel that there's still room for growth in Brisbane. That's why we are targeting the city area. The same for Perth, because right now Perth, the government is injecting a lot in terms of the infrastructure. So it's a rejuvenating city or regenerating city. So that's why we would like to look at the city centre in places like Perth, where we think we can still get good value asset.
And finally, Yang Po, what are Aquaint Capital's immediate priorities?
Okay, we would like to still primarily focus in our property investment. However, as you know, as I mentioned earlier on, we also have a property management arm. So what we want to do is to grow this property management arm because when you invest in property, you buy and sell property, you get good income some years. If you don't sell, may not have very good income. So we want to have a stable income and stable and recurring income. That's why we are building the fund part of our business as well as the property management part of business so that we can have more stable and recurring income.
Yang Po, thank you so much for the update from Aquaint Capital.
Thank you so much for having me. Thanks.